Welcome back to What Are You Happy? So, wow, what a story that I've always wanted to tell. The time that everyone was worried I was going to get kidnapped. And to this day, 6 years later, one of the best decisions of my life, still paying off. Life's all about taking the unconventional route, okay? But are you happy? We are always here to talk about all the ways you can take life, and it's the life advice you're not supposed to hear. If you are surrounded by people who took the standard route of life and you need some real inspo, not just a preacher, real stories, I'm your girl, okay? I have way too many, and it is finally time for me to share them, such as this one. Let's jump in. 2019, okay? Living my best life, still am, I guess, but me and my friends are going out. Okay, downtown Toronto. And we're having a great time. And I, since a young child, have always been told one interesting trait about me is I am an observer. For a girl who loves to yap, I am also quite an observer. Like I could just be sitting in a corner watching an entire social scene and just, I'm observing and learning so much from it that I will definitely use in my life. But I also do it at the club. And so we go out and I'm just sitting there and I'm just like, I'm watching, I think social interactions at clubs, especially in Toronto, are just so interesting. And maybe it's because I'm in a relationship that it's cool to me to watch how men and women interact, the flirting, the give me this, give me that. So anyways, I'm sitting there watching. My two friends are having a great time. I'm just sitting there watching. Someone approaches me. They introduce themselves and I don't know why. Maybe I didn't talk enough that day. I need to let it at him. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm looking at this situation and look at this person who's obviously trying to buy off someone. And it's like, look at people. What are they living for? I'm preaching away. Having the time of my life preaching though. You'd think the man runs away. I think I really inspired him that night. Obviously, I know him much better now, and he is also a spiritual person. And as someone who works in nightlife, you are not always surrounded by people who get it. You're actually surrounded by people who have a lot of demons they need to fight, let's say. And I think I was a breath of fresh air. I think what I was saying was really relevant to him. I think he was inspired. Did I not wake up the next day from a message from said person, finding out later they were the owner of said establishment? And they said, look, come to brunch. I said, I'm quite exhausted. No, thank you. They said, no problem. I have to get to LA tonight. Send me your passport. You can come join this weekend. We're at this conference thing with my work, but there's room for more. We'd love to have you. I'm like, what? Yes, sure. And my friend's just like, what? Are you actually going to go? Oh my gosh. And they didn't see said person. No one knows said person. I was like, trusting my gut here. I feel I need to be in California this weekend with said person. And I don't know. I also have a thing about me. I'm a Leo, so I am fearless. I'm just going to put it out there. But I think it's because I have a really good gut. Am I telling you to get on random planes? No, I'm telling you to work on your gut health. My name is Ida. I have the word I in my name. I think that's also why my third eye is unreal. I have very strong intuition. I just knew in the moment that it was the right thing to do. I have been in the bathrooms, every time I go to Tulum, it's like cartel mania. And I'm just like, guys, we're cool, right? Everyone's cool with me. And they're like, yeah. I just know when I'm safe. That's what we're trying to say. Anyways, I knew I was safe. So I'm like, you know what? 10 girls, everybody track me, call a spade, kisses, hugs. I'm getting on the plane. I got on the plane. There actually was a work thing. My job at the time, I worked in food service, so I also knew a lot about the nightlife industry from an operation standpoint. I show up and I just walk into this space and there's Quentin Tarantino, Antonio. It was like an Oscars PR party. What? So cool. I barely even saw the person that invited me. I met all their cool staff and their team members who I'm still friends with today. I learned so much about the entertainment industry. I made lifelong connections. I was inspired. It shaped so many of my decisions. I came home and that connection has helped me in so many different ways that I sometimes am like, what if I didn't say yes? How different my life would have turned out. And so that's an example of sometimes you just got to say yes if you have a good gut. Okay. I don't want to be encouraging people to get on random planes. You really have to have a strong gut. I definitely can give you advice on how to open your third eye chakra. If you want me to do advice on that, drop a comment. Like, we'll make it happen. But it really is critical to have a really strong intuition and know who the right people are that you should stay close to. And this person has, again, introduced me to different brands to work with, ideas for my yoga business. I showed them samples of my journal series before I launched. Like, they're a really inspiring person. And the people who I met there as well, like their team are so, so kind. And it's crazy to think it's been 6 years since that day. But I just like to think about what life would have been if I said no. And yeah, I can't even imagine it, actually. I will say it could have been probably because of COVID that the amount of exciting yeses I've said in my life has gone down slightly, but I'm excited to bring that back up because there are just so many doors out there that are waiting to be opened, but they'll only be opened by the people who are willing. And that's actually a small number. So successful people end up getting a lot of the opportunity in life because there's not a lot of competition. Way too many people are scared. They only know the conventional life path. So I hope that inspired you. I don't know if I gave enough details or I gave too many details, but I wanted to share that everyone was so scared of me going, and I did. And it ended up being the best decision of my life. Next time somebody tells you not to take a scary choice because they wouldn't, because they are risk averse, just say, okay, but are you happy?